I have a problem, and it's with volumetric measurements. Please stop using them. Not only are they finicky to work with, but they are also super inaccurate. Let me explain. Now, volumetric measurements basically take into account the amount of space filled within a measuring cup or spoon, and the problem is that it includes the empty space. I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. Let's take flour for example. Now, it's not uncommon for a recipe to require you to use a cup of flour. But now comes the question, how exactly was this cup of flour filled? You could, I guess, scoop it from the bag directly. You could compact all the flour in. You could sift the flour first and then scoop it up. You could use a spoon to, spoon in the flour to the cup. After filling up the cup, how exactly do you level it? Do you knock it on the table to knock out all the air? Do you use a knife or a straight edge to, level it off? Now, all these will actually affect the amount of flour in the cup, and if you're not consistent, you will get varying weights every single time you measure it. Now, all these fluctuations in weights can actually impact the result of your final product. This is especially so when it comes to baking, because being a gram or two off can actually impact the final result quite significantly. So to demonstrate this, we have, a demonstration. And we'll be using something that's commonly found in almost every household, which is basically salt. Now, using a regular teaspoon, we tared it off on a weighing scale, scooped 3 different kinds of salt, and weighed them all. Now, unsurprisingly, all 3 had different results and different weights. I know it might seem quite irrelevant given that the weights are off by 1 or 2 grams. If you were to look at it from a percentage point of view, it's actually about 20 to 40% off. Now, scaling up a recipe, being 40% off in terms of measurements is actually a huge amount. Another example, we used 2 different teaspoons, both claiming to hold the same amount of volume, which is 5 ml. Once again, you can see that there's a discrepancy with one weighing a bit more than the other. This can be boiled down to one manufacturer being a bit more accurate than the other, but why create such a problem for yourself? One final example. Imagine a recipe asking you to measure out a certain type of item that's not as uniform as salt. So let's take maybe walnuts for example. A cup of unchopped walnuts will definitely not sit very nicely in the cup and will definitely weigh a lot less than a cup of chopped walnuts or a cup of finely processed powdered walnuts. If those weren't reasons enough for you to change from volumetric measurements to, a regular weighing scale, I don't know what you call it, metric, here's a few other reasons. Number 1, scaling up is super easy. Now, it's a lot easier to multiply 5 grams of, let's say, sugar than it is to multiply 3/4 of a cup. Secondly, it's a lot easier to clean up. Now, when measuring wet ingredients such as honey, peanut butter, oil, it gets a bit finicky because after measuring it, you actually need to go wash it off, dry it, and then measure something else. And most people only have a set of measuring cups or spoons at home. So it's quite common to have only 1 cup or 1/2 cup. So you're either stuck with washing and drying the main cup or taking the 1/2 cup and measuring twice and then having 2 cups to wash. So why go through all that hassle? You could just put the bowl on the weighing scale and pour whatever you want inside. And thirdly, once again, it saves you a lot more time. Instead of getting a cup and filling it up and hoping it's level, tapping out the flour, trying to get every last bit of liquid or honey from inside the cup into your bowl, you could just put the bowl on the weighing scale and, measure things out. Saves time. And that's pretty much today's video. I hope it was interesting, hope it was informative. It's a bit ranty, I know, but I believe more people should stop writing recipes in volumetric measurements, and more people should stop measuring things in volumetric measurements. Save yourself the hassle, get a weighing scale, and you'll see the difference. Anyway, if you found this informative or you enjoyed the content or the other videos, consider subscribing, hit the like button, and remember to share it with someone who needs it, which I'm sure a lot of people actually do. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you probably on Friday in the next video. We'll see.